Today, we're going to be learning from the best around, Mr. Pace Morby, currently on tour right now. This is the guy with nearly $500 million real estate portfolio, and he's going to be teaching you how to find and fund your next rental without using your own money. It's going to be a really good webinar. Pace, welcome, man. Thank you for hopping on.
Brady, you and I have been friends for 5+ years, maybe going on 6 years now. So thank you for having me. I appreciate you. I met you originally in Roseburg, Oregon.
All the way out here
And
in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, I'm right in the middle of nowhere, one of the cutest little towns on the planet. You're working for a really cool company called Carrot.com. And I appreciate, watching you come over to Rent Ready and amplify their media company and start growing that. There's nobody better to do that than you, brother. They asked me, like, what do you think about Brady? I'm like, Brady's one of the best of the best of the best. So thanks for having me, brother.
Absolutely. Thanks for the
Appreciate it.
kind words, man. I'm excited and I'm honored that you would hop on and help out our audience. And yeah, we were just talking before we went live, and we've got so many landlords that have one, maybe a handful of rentals, and they want to find their next deal. And it's hard in this market. So I'm looking forward personally to learning, like, where are we finding deals? How are you using creative finance? How do you do this with less of your own money? So yeah, man, I'll pass it over to you. And everybody, feel free to pop in the chat. Let's make this a two-way conversation. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Pop in your questions, and I will let you take it from here, Pace.
Thank you, Brady. And thank you to Rent Ready and all you guys as customers. Good to see you. Sarah Taylor says hi from Riverside. I don't know if that's a Riverside employee or what, but Anthony Sellers in North Carolina. Brian says hello from San Diego. Oh, Sarah, Riverside is the software that we're using on this, which is hilarious. And you are actually in Riverside, California. That's freaking awesome. Brady, you might want to swap the view. I don't think they can see me right now. Joseph from Ontario, California. Darshni Vora, hello from Michigan. I was just in Michigan. Oh, Sarah says, I work for Riverside. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Mia Barnes, Overland Park, Kansas City. Awesome. A couple of people in here probably have no idea who I am, so I'll tell a little bit of a story there and then tell you guys what I'm up to right now. I'm a lunatic. I love doing deals. I love finding deals. I love negotiating deals. I just absolutely love this business. I'm so obsessed with this business that right now I am on tour in the entire United States. I'm going to meetups in every single city that is over a 200,000 person population and some even smaller. 109 cities in 122 days. I'm going to every city you can imagine. You guys can go to creativenationtour.com to see where I'm going. Tonight, I'm in Nashville. Literally, the meetup location is right outside. We have 680 people coming to this meetup tonight. What I'm doing is I'm showing people how to do deals live. I know a lot of people have a hard time really getting stuck in that real estate agent MLS deal flow pipeline, and they are looking at the same deals that everybody else is looking at. And they're talking to the same real estate agents that everybody else is looking at. And they wonder, why can't I scale my business? And so I go out around the world and I raised about $1 million from sponsors like Monster Energy, Home Depot, Relay Financial, Prime Corporate Services, Pad Split, a whole bunch of cool companies all ponied up and allowed me to go around the country. And here I am. I'm in Nashville. This is, I'll tell you in order, the cities that I've gone to so far, and I have 87 more cities to go. Went to Hawaii, Alaska, Oklahoma. I went to Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay, Minneapolis, Fargo, North Dakota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Omaha, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Then I went to St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City. Then we went down to Bentonville, Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, and now we are here in Nashville, Tennessee. My next couple of cities are Tennessee. I'm going to be doing 3 more city tours in Tennessee, Indianapolis, West Virginia. I'm literally touching all 50 states, and I'm traveling around in this big bus, and I'm just helping people get their first deal in all of these meetups. These meetups are completely free. I do it because I absolutely love it. And of course, I buy deals. So far, I've bought 3 RV parks, 2 mobile home parks, about a dozen rentals, and I've loaned about $7 million since I've been in person with all these people along the way. And so the tour is just kind of warming up, just kind of getting started. So if you guys want to come out and meet me in person, please go to creativenationtour.com. No tickets to be sold, no products to be sold. There are food options there. Sometimes every meetup's completely different. And so my local community members, people that are in the sub 2 community, they're the ones hosting the meetups for me. And so they find the location, they bring in food vendors so we can all have food to eat. So that might be the only thing you would have to spend money on. In Hawaii, they had food donated. In Alaska, they had food donated. A lot of these places, the food is donated. So what am I doing to help people get deals? I use creative finance. We'll talk about that today. Have a lot of fun. Cool. Anthony Seller says, see you in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm going to be there probably in the next couple of weeks, probably 3 weeks or so. It's on my way up the coast. So creativenationtour.com. Do me a favor, guys, while we're, Rhonda, let me ask you a question. Do you think I would skip over Texas if I'm doing a nationwide tour? Let me be clear here. I'm doing all 50 states, including Puerto Rico. That's 51st state. I'm also doing 3 stops in Canada. Okay, so Texas, and think about this, 50 states, 3 provinces in Canada, and Puerto Rico. That's 54 places to go. I have 109 meetups. So that means each one of these states is getting more than 2 stops. Florida's getting 4 or 5, okay? Texas is getting 4 or 5, California is getting 4 or 5, North Dakota got 1, South Dakota got 1, right? Obviously population density, etc. I'm not skipping a single state. I'm not skipping Canada, and I'm not skipping, Sheila, of course I'm going to Maryland. Of course I'm going to Maryland. Guys, go to here, I'll type it in for you guys so we don't have to keep doing this. creativenationtour.com. Go to the website, scroll. You don't even need to scroll down here. I'll show it to you. I'll do it for you. Make it easy, okay? All right, let's do creativenationtour.com. And when you do this, you will see that I have a lot of these states there. So go to, oops, wrong one. I don't want to go to that one. creativenationtour.com. Just click RSVP. Don't scroll down right away. Go to RSVP, and then what you'll see is I've already been to these places. I made a YouTube video about every stop, okay? Look how many more stops I have to go, guys. Just scroll through. You will see your state. I'm going all the way through March. I'm on the road. My wife, my kids are with me. We are freaking crazy, okay? All right. You guys want to find deals. I'm going to give you guys a couple of really good cheat codes. Okay, the cheat code, the number one cheat code I would use right now, and I would do this today, the number one cheat code that you can use to get creative finance deals, and we'll talk about some creative finance today, I would go to creativelisting.com. Okay, I'll type that in the side chat as well, creativelisting.com. What is creative listing? It's wholesalers that I've taught in my community, people that are young people that go, I can't hold these rentals, but I'm going to go negotiate a 24-plex multifamily at 0% seller finance. And if you just pay me a $10,000 finder's fee, you can take the deal. I'll show you somebody that just sold this to me off that webpage out of, let's see, New Orleans, deal I just bought. So creativenationtour.com, of course, I'm going around looking at properties, but I'm also buying deals with people. And the deals I don't buy are going on this website. Here's a deal I just bought from a girl named Robin, a woman named Robin. And this 24-plex right here, I got 0% seller finance on it. 0% seller finance, no banks, no credit, no W-2, no 1099, no tax returns, no license, none of that. This is a 24-plex in New Orleans. I just closed on this and it came off of creativelisting.com. So this girl in the pink talked to a broker and she negotiated the deal based on what I taught her to do. And she went out, got the deal under contract, and I bought it and paid her a $10,000 fee, okay? So you will see that I could just go to a website like Creative Listing and I don't have to learn how to negotiate. I don't have to learn how to do the contracts. I don't have to learn how to do, when people say, well, how do I do what Pace is doing, but part-time? I know that guy's crazy. He's traveling the world. He's doing all this stuff. You can just buy deals from other people that are not real estate agents. Nothing against real estate agents, my friends, but they don't actually know real estate that well. I'm so sorry to tell you the truth and break the news to you. I wish somebody broke the news to me 15 years ago. Most real estate agents that are in retail actually don't know much about real estate. Steven says, can you make the screen share bigger and face smaller when sharing the screen? Couldn't see it well. I'm sorry, I can't really change my side. All I can do is like share. I'm not the full host, if that makes sense. So I'm here as a guest. I don't have like all the full controls, but I'll do the best I can. JD says, will we get a recording of this webinar? I always tell people, if you want the recording, you shouldn't be here. The reason I do live sessions, here we are, November 20th, Thursday at 2:14, is so you can feel the live energy. If you don't want the live energy, don't ask for the recording. Okay, so creativelisting.com. How many people had no idea creativelisting.com was a thing? Give me a me or I didn't know or something in the side chat. Let me know. Okay, Steven says, I have no idea. Joseph says, me, I didn't know. Anil, Mike, didn't know. Okay, if you go to creativelisting.com right now, you can go on there and you can tell my students exactly what you want. Okay, thank you, Jane. Appreciate that. No idea, never heard of it. So did you guys already get value tonight? You found out a website that's completely free, costs you no money, that you can just get seller finance deals. You can get sub-2 deals from people that have already negotiated them and have already got them under contract, and you can just buy those deals, okay? Now, you can also post your deals on there, but I would imagine that most clients from Rent Ready are not doing wholesaling. They're not trying to sell those deals, and so I imagine you're just a buyer. How many people in here are buyers? You're not trying to flip or wholesale. And if you are trying to flip or wholesale, let me know in the comments as well. I have about 72 people on here, and about the same 30 people are commenting. I'd love to get all 72 people to actually make a comment. Okay, a lot of buyers, buyer. Okay, buyer, buy, flip, and wholesale. Cool. Jordan, Sylvia, love it. I'm trying to buy. Cool. I'm buying and wholesaling. Okay, buyer only, buyer only. Okay, cool. So here's the thing. If you are, I'll tell you why most of you guys are going to have a hard time finding good deals. You're going to have a hard time finding good deals as a part-time person is because as a buyer, you only get to see the deals that most investors have already turned down. What do I mean by that? If they're going to the retail market, meaning an agent is representing them and they're going on the MLS, those sellers don't actually have any pain. They don't have any motivation. Those sellers are looking for a retail buyer. And it's only until those real estate agents come to terms that that seller is not going to get the number they want that you actually get somewhat of a decent deal. I'll tell you, one of the worst real estate strategies on the planet for scalability is the BRRRR strategy. And the reason why the BRRRR strategy is so complicated and hard is because most people, 90% plus, are doing the BRRRR strategy by going to real estate agents who don't know real estate, from sellers who want way too much money, and you're paying too much money for these properties, and you're putting 20% down, 30% down, you're going to a bank, you're getting 6.5% interest rates, and you're having to then, good luck trying to get that to work, okay? So there you go. Jordan Sylvia says, I'm closing an off-market 3-fam ASAP, seller signing it over for her mortgage balance. There you go, cool. So the problem is this, is that if you're only a buyer, you're not going to be spending all day long negotiating, following up, building CRMs, contracting, wholesaling, flipping. You're not going to have it as a full-time job. And so what ends up happening as a real estate investor is that you end up going through real estate agents. How many people are guilty of this? Most of your deals come from real estate agents or the MLS. Say, can I get a guilty in the side chat? And the reason why people do that is because it doesn't really take a lot of time, right? There you go, guilty. So can we all admit, can we all say yes or guilty that you're gonna really have a hard time scaling your rental portfolio if that's all you're doing, okay? Traditional real estate will kill you. Working with real estate agents only will kill you. Working on the MLS also will kill you, okay? So creative listing is a really good place for you to cut out all of those people Creativelisting.com is a website where wholesalers are selling sub-2 seller finance and really unbelievably cheap deals, low interest rates, low down payments, and you can then work with those wholesalers to have them go find you exactly what you want. Now, how many people want to find out how to do deals yourself? Meaning you call the seller, you negotiate with the seller, you get the contract with the seller. How many people want to do that and just cut out the agent? No offense to agents, but even the agents in here, I'm sure will agree with me. Noah Armstrong, good to see you, bro. Really good to see you. Cool. So let's do some screen share. I'm going to do a little bit of a share with you guys. And we'll go through this really cool slideshow. And I'll teach you some stuff. I really don't like Riverside, by the way. Sorry, I even know one of the employees on Riverside is here. I can't call people up. It's harder to engage with people. The functionality is not as good as Zoom. I'm sorry, people at Riverside. You guys are better at some things than Zoom, but Zoom kicks your butt at engagement. You guys are really good at quality of video, though. Okay, cool. We are sharing this. I'm sure you guys can see this. Oh, there's Kathy. I was just on the phone with her this morning. That's cool. Okay, so I hate banks, and this is why you should hate banks too, okay? So for those of you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Pace Morby. I own 9 companies. I have about 600 employees, Wall Street Journal bestseller, author. I have 30,000 people in my community that I teach how to do all of this fun stuff. I'm having a blast, and I'm obsessed with helping others. If you already couldn't tell, I love going around the country and seeing people face to face, holding their hand and walking them through deals. My community is everywhere, all the way from the mountains in Montana. This is Montana, my home in Montana, all the way down to Florida, up to Maine, Fargo, North Dakota, and we're also in 29 countries, okay? I'm a husband and father. I have 4 kids, 18-year-old, all the way down to a little boy that is turning 2 in a couple of months. And 15 years ago when I first started, I was a contractor, okay? That's how I got into the business. I was a guy that would flip houses for other people, okay? Let me just make sure that you guys can actually see this. Can everybody see this? Give me a yes. Everybody can see this. Okay, cool. I'll go back to actually sharing the full thing then. We'll go back to. So I started out as a contractor. Why? Because my dad was a contractor. And that's what happens when your dad's a contractor. That's what you learn. You learn that that's the only way to really make money. So I got into that business, and I had this incredible person come into my life and change my life. Don't worry, I will go back to the slides and we'll pull this back up. Okay. Sorry, Riverside. I feel bad teasing Riverside now. They're all... Okay, cool. So 15 years ago when I jumped into the business, it looked like this. I was a contractor. I would do other people's projects. I would work on their projects. And I realized I was changing basically my time for money. That's exactly what I was doing full time. It was just time for money. And in 2011, everything changed because I met this woman that taught me creative finance. She taught me deal finding. She taught me how to go find deals, okay? Now, the model that I used when I was working with this lady was she taught me how to go out and do postcards, and I was spending 20 grand a month. Now, this was 15 years ago, and things have actually gotten a lot more expensive, but at the same time, things have gotten a lot less expensive, meaning there's a lot of amazing places to go find deals, and I'll show you even more deals places to find deals beyond just creativelisting.com. I think creativelisting.com is one of the best, and it's free, so why not use it? It's the Zillow of off-market real estate, so Creative Listing is where I would go. But Creative Listing didn't exist back then. And this lady, her name is Bethany, she taught me how to go out and send postcards. I got my first deal under the tutelage of working with Bethany. And essentially what happened with Bethany, if I could tell you guys my first deal that I did was in the spring of 2012. And I had just spent $5,000 on postcards. Okay, so this is obviously one way to get in front of off-market deals, but most people are not willing to do that. So I spent $5,000, and that month I got 20 inbound calls from people, right? Sending postcards saying, I'll buy your house cash. Still works. People still do it in droves. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people do this. I just don't. I learned better ways to find deals. So I get a call and I go and meet the seller. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how I was going to make money. I had no idea anything, but Bethany told me just take action and all the answers will come to you when you, action will create the answers. Action will create the education. And I said, okay. So I got this appointment with a school teacher. Her name is Janie Munson. I drive up to Janie Munson's house, and on the way I call Bethany. I go, all right, Bethany, so like, what do I offer? What do I do? What happens if I get the contract? All the questions. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Bethany says, dude, stop being such an asshole and asking all the freaking questions. Just go into the house and offer the 150 grand. I'm like, okay, 150 grand, 150 grand. Okay. So I go into the appointment, talk to Janie, and Janie tells me she has an offer at 165. I'm like, okay, she has an offer at 165. How am I going to solve this problem? I don't know how I'm going to solve this problem. I don't know what I'm doing. So basically what I told Janie is I was like, I think I should just leave. I think there's really nothing I can do to help you. And some people have heard this story, but this is my first deal I ever did. I am on my way out of the house because I realize I can't help this lady. And I then asked her, I said, hey, if I can't buy your house because you have an offer higher than my number, she's like, well, give me an offer. I go, I'm not going to give you an offer. I'm well below what your other offer is. Go to your other offer. All right. This is off market stuff. There's no real estate agents involved. Zero, zilch. If you guys are interested in doing off market stuff, say off market in the side chat. So I'm there with the seller. I have no idea how to negotiate. I have no idea what sales skills I should be using, nothing. And I just said, hey, I can't buy your house. I guess I should leave. And as I leave, I just asked her, I go, hey, my mom taught me to return with honor. I just would feel like a really inadequate salesperson and inadequate person. My mom would be upset with me if I didn't help you out. She's like, what do you mean help me out? You don't want to buy my house? I go, I want to buy your house, but I can't. So you might as well let me help you. So she says, well, what can you help me with? I'm like, I'm a contractor. I have all these guys. I can help you load your truck when you're moving. I can help you fix your water heater. I can help you do a bunch of stuff, and I'll do it for free. Happy to do it for free. She's like, you sound too good to be true. I'm like, all right, but do you have anything I can help you with? And she says, actually, I have a really weird thing you can help me with. Come in my backyard. I'm like, this lady gonna kill me in the backyard? And I go in her backyard and she shows me 3 Flemish bunnies that are the size of like a 5-year-old child. If you ever picked up a 5-year-old child, they're like 70 pounds. These bunnies were so big, it looked like a 5-year-old child were in these like bunny suits in her backyard. They were massive bunnies. And she got them years prior, thought they were regular bunnies. Her granddaughter won them at a fair and they thought they were regular. So they raised them. And now these bunnies cost her $600 a month. And she wants to get rid of the bunnies, but make sure they go to a home. So she's like, what do I do? What should I do? I can't sell my house until I get rid of these bunnies. I'm like, okay, why don't you do this? She's like, I've already tried all that. That's not going to be the solution. I go, well, my mom has a little farm. Like, what if I call my mom and she comes and picks them up? She's like, oh my gosh, that would make my whole day. And could I meet your mom? I go, yep. Called my mom. My mom shows up 45 minutes later. They have this 30-minute conversation. My mom loads the bunnies up and drives off. And Janie is sitting there going, who the heck are you? Like, you solved my problem I've had for 2 years and you solved it in 20 minutes. I'm like, just a guy that likes to help people. And I leave. And she thought I was the weirdest person on the planet. And I leave and she calls me back 2 weeks later and she says, hey, Pacey, you remember me? This is Janie. I go, yeah, Janie, how's it going? Did you, sell your property? How'd it go? And who'd you sell it to? And what'd you get? And she goes, well, I actually am going to sell my property to you. I decided I'm going to sell my property to you. I'm like, I don't understand. I haven't even given you an offer. She's like, yeah, I know, but I want to let you know that I met with 15 people before you and 15 people after you, and you are the only person out of 30 people I met with that actually helped me and actually cared about me and treated me with love and asked me questions and worried about where I was going to go after I sold the house and was really curious about my situation. Everybody else was beating up my house and telling me it wasn't adequate and I need to fix these things and this, that, and the other. And I said, but I haven't given you a price. She goes, whatever your price is, I know I can trust you. So come on up here and let's get the deal done. I'm like, okay, I'll be up there in 2 hours. I have no idea what the paperwork looks like. I have no idea what I'm going to do, how to buy the property for 150 grand. I have no idea. So I called Bethany, my mentor, and Bethany's like, just come pick me up. I'll go on the appointment with you. This is great news. Go up to the appointment. We sign the contract. Janie's crying. Bethany's crying. I'm crying. I solved this problem. I'm like, I don't even know why I'm crying. This is just so emotional for this lady. We leave the appointment and I asked Bethany, I said, Bethany, what just happened? And she said, Pace, most people look at numbers, and the way you got this deal done is because you didn't look at the numbers, you looked for the seller's bunnies. You looked for her problem. You found her problem. Why does she need to sell? And she said, I want you to learn something. You're never going to get to the seller's bunnies if you go through real estate agents. You're never going to get to seller's bunnies if you go on the MLS. What you just learned in going off market and cutting out all the middlemen that just, number one, don't even know that the seller is going through something emotional. And number two, they wouldn't even understand it, even if they did understand, even if it was told to them. You just learned the most valuable skill that you'll ever learn. I was like, what is that? She goes, finding the bunnies, finding the emotional reason why a seller is selling. And I didn't understand the magnitude of that statement and the magnitude of this very important deal. I made 25 grand. Here's how I made money. Bought it for 150. I wholesaled it to Bethany. Bethany bought the deal for 175, and I made 25 grand assigning my first deal. My first deal was a wholesale deal. And my first deal was 25 G's. Freaking insane. My life was changed. It was changed because I now understood that no matter where you put me on the planet, I could turn around and make money. I could turn around and make 25 grand a month, 50 grand a month, 100 grand a month. And of course, I've had wholesale deals where I've made $200,000-$300,000 in a month. And now I buy a lot. I have 2,000 rentals in my portfolio, 300 single family homes, all with creative finance, 300. Some people are like, oh, I've done sub 2 deals. I'm like, bro, I did a sub 2 deal in the last 2 hours. Like I did a sub 2 deal while you were sleeping. Like we started dominating creative finance. And the reason being is because I found the seller's bunnies. I found the seller's bunnies. And I'm going to tell you guys a handful of stories of seller's bunnies. And the biggest problem a lot of you guys are going to have is, one, you're either going to hate me because I bash on real estate agents, 90% of them. 10% of them I love. I love the real estate agents that actually want to learn. They actually want to do something beyond being a real estate agent. I call them the licensed investors. The ones that are licensed, but they're actually investor mindset, have an investor mindset. It's less than 5% of them, maybe less than 2% of them. So you're either going to hate me because you're a real estate agent and you think that I'm talking about all real estate agents, or B, you're going to love me and go, wow, this guy's right. I need to learn how to either A, do off market or buy from people that are doing off market. So the number one place that I go to find off market deals, if I'm going to do single family, tell me what you guys want more of. You guys want single family, RV parks, mobile home parks, apartment buildings? What do you want more of? Tell me what you guys want more of. Is it single family? If it's single family, it's a completely different list. Okay. Okay, single family RV parks. Okay, Noah Armstrong obviously is in my community, so he wants RV parks. We're doing a lot of bigger stuff now. Multi 2 to 4. Eddie Johnson says 2 to 4 multi. Okay, cool. That's single family still, but I get it. You want duplexes, quadplexes. Okay, single and multi. Okay, so write this down. If you want to do off market, you're going to have to spend some money on finding these deals in terms of marketing and getting in front of the seller. Okay. If you want a free resource, I'm going to tell you a really great free resource, and we'll actually kind of peruse it and spend some time on it today. Okay. Let me make sure I log in here before I pop it up. The name of the website, it's free. There's a free version of it, is propwire.com. Okay, propwire.com. Oh, what the heck? I don't know why my propwire account is not working. That's really freaking weird. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, I'm logging in, guys. I wasn't prepared. Propwire.com is free. Another website I use is dealsauce.io. I'll pull that up as well. Okay. And so what PropWire is going to do, PropWire is going to show you these off-market deals. and it's going to be free for you. Some people are very free-minded. I'm not. Actually kind of don't like free stuff. I know that sounds really stupid. I just know the type of people that enjoy free stuff, and I don't like those kind of people. I don't like hanging out with those people, to be honest. Rehab, contractor, home buyer. No, I don't want to. I'm not a home buyer. Wholesaler. How about landlord? There we go. Cool. Awesome. Don't show that again, Jerry. Cool. So check this out. I can go anywhere in the country. Tell me a state that you guys want me to show this. Tell me a state you want me to show this in. Texas. Okay, cool. Of course, it's always Texas. It's always you Texas people. Texas. All these fixins in Texas. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to go after lead types. I'm going to go after absentee owner, right? These are bunnies. Somebody has a property that's vacant. I'm going to go after auctions. These are people in foreclosure. I'm going to go after cash buyers if I was going to wholesale. Desperate landlords. Okay, some of these are more expensive. Like you want to create a finance deal, it's going to cost you some money. Okay, you got gold or premium or whatever. Free and clear. Okay, empty nesters, flipped properties, high equity. Okay, if you guys want to do more cash deals, you click on high equity. And let's do low equity too. That's kind of it's like sub 2-esque. Let's do Texas. Let's just do all of Texas. It'd just be crazy. Okay. 1,690 of them. Okay, cool. Let's go to single family. Let's go to up to probably 500,000. Bed, bath. Let's do number of bedrooms, 3-bed, 2-bath house. And let's go to Dallas, Texas. How about that? Dallas, Texas. Okay, and what's going to happen? You guys are going to get a list of people that have these houses that hit these criteria. You're not going to do what I do. You're just not. You're not going to go. I'm going to be very honest with you. 1,697 people got their name, got their house, got how much equity they have, how big it is. You guys will not go from working with real estate agents that basically do all of this for you and then jump right into this. You're just not going to do it. I hate to tell you the truth, but this is one of the places to do it. Telling you to go cold call these people is going to scare the heck out of you. It's just going to scare the heck out of you. You won't do it, but this is one of, you see how fast, give me a yes that you just saw how fast I can pull up a list. Okay, another website I like to use is I like to use a website called DealSauce. So let's go to DealSauce. It's one of my favorite websites. I like DealSauce more than I like PropWire. It costs $97 a month. I think it's incredibly cheap, but people won't spend that money, but whatever. I'm going to go to residential. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to look for stuff in, how about, let's do Arizona. Let's do Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, so I can pull up Phoenix, Arizona. Watch how simple this is, guys. I can pull up all of these pain points, all of these bunnies. Look at this. It will immediately show me there's 7,481 people in foreclosure. Okay, 7,481 people in foreclosure. Then I'll go over here and I'll go, okay, show marketplace. Okay, got it. Sellability scores, property features. I can start going through all of this stuff and find out how much equity they have. Now, do I want them to have a listing? Okay, I could decide if I want on market or off market. Okay, I could find out when was the last time they had their foreclosure date. So let's just say like the last 3 months. Let's take that 7,000. Okay, cool. So I can pull up really specific foreclosures right here, right now. Okay, here, check this out. They have liens against the property. They have an absentee owner, so the property's empty. They're in foreclosure, and they have somebody suing them on top of that. Look at that. This is why I like DealSauce more than I like PropWire. Same thing here. It's vacant. There's a government lien. The property's in disrepair, and it's an absentee owner, and they're in foreclosure. Okay, so we call this list stacking. Anytime you see more pain points, all of these little bubbles are bunnies. They're all individual bunnies, okay? So check this one out. This one is absentee owner, active investor owned, so the investor's behind. So he's probably flipping this property and he ran out of money. Okay, he's in foreclosure and he's upside down. This guy's getting his butt handed to him. So this is a really good one that he's in a bad situation. You could probably just take the keys over on that house. So here you go, off market. How many people agree with me or tell me yes or no? Are you afraid to reach out to these people and would you actually do it? Yes or no? And be honest. Be honest. Think about this. Like if I told you go cold call these people, you would overthink it. You would sit down, you would go, what's my script? But what if they say yes? But what if they Okay, Mike says I have a long history in sales. Perfect. Most people that say yes are lying. Okay. In fact, I've actually had not one person say the truth in the side chat. I'm sorry. I haven't had one person admit that they couldn't do it, which means that there's somebody in there that's lied. Okay, there we go. Cash says no. So that's the difference between off market and on market. Okay, on market is I'm afraid of talking to people. I want the agent to do the talking for me. I don't want to find out if anybody actually has pain or they're in foreclosure, and I don't want to have to negotiate with them. So because you lack those skills, you rely. Okay, you rely on the real estate agent, and when you rely and outsource to a real estate agent who is not a real estate investor 99% of the time, do you have any surprise why you're not getting good deals? There's 7,000 foreclosures in Maricopa County, and only 200 of them are listed. So 7,200 foreclosures are happening in Maricopa County, and 200 of them are with real estate agents. 7,200 of them are not. Do you think there's more opportunity on market or more opportunity off market? Okay. Okay. The name of the website is dealsauce.io. Dealsauce.io. Okay. So most people will go, but I can't scale my business and I can't do this. Okay, cool. So you go off market here, I'm going to tell you when you go off market. You go off market if you have an hour a day to work the off market leads, an hour a day. Everybody has an hour a day. Don't ask me about time management. I got 4 kids. I'm traveling around the country. I have 9 businesses. I have all the things. Don't tell me about time management. You're either lazy or you're not. That's period. Pace, but I'm busy. I'm a single mom. Okay, great. What do you do with all your extra? People are like, but I have a 9 to 5. Cool. What do you do with all your extra free time? Sorry, I'm going to be a little abusive here because you need it. Some people need it. I've never met somebody with a 9 to 5 that actually convinced me they were busy. Period. They choose their hobbies incorrectly. So when they get home from their 9 to 5, their 5 to 9 is spent inappropriately. But we all can we all get a yes that when you get home from your 9 to 5 job, and also at most of your guys' 9 to 5 jobs, you have a lot of time. You actually do. Most of you guys, unless you're a nurse, you actually have a lot of time. People don't want to admit this. This is good. I find that I've never met a 9 to 5 person that ever had a good excuse. Not one time. Okay. And I also have a lot of employees. I find that not many people, see, there you go. No Armstrong says I'm at work right now. Pace is right. I know I'm right. I've taught thousands of people, and most of them show up in the middle of the day. In fact, if I know I want a big webinar show up, I do it in the middle of the day, not at nighttime. If I do it in the middle of the day, people go, oh, perfect. I can use my work hours and act like I'm on a Zoom for work when I'm really on a Zoom for real estate, right? Okay, cool. So you do off market. Here's when you do off market. You do off market when you need more active income because you can wholesale off market. You do off market when you want to find better deals. You do off market when you can actually time manage and learn the skill of sales, negotiation, follow-up, and consistency. You do on market when you don't want to do any of those things. So on market's not a bad thing. Obviously, people have bought rentals this way. But again, it's the same thing. You are going to continue to do conventional real estate deals. You're going to continually work with real estate agents that don't know how to structure deals. You're going to ask the real estate agent if the seller's open to seller finance, and the agent's always going to say no because they don't know seller finance, or they'll say, I don't know, maybe, let me follow up. You know what? They said they weren't. Okay, great. But then when I go around them, all of a sudden creative finance becomes a thing. Okay? Yeah, Dan Campbell. There you go. So those are two off-market websites. So PropWire has free stuff. DealSauce is not free. Those are two of the best softwares that all real estate investors are using, PropWire.com and DealSauce.io. And if you go online, you go on YouTube, you can find tutorials on DealSauce, okay? DealSauce.io, you can find the tutorials on how to find these deals. Okay, the next couple of places I would point you, I only have about 17 minutes, so I'm going to go quick. The next couple of places to find deals is if you want on market, but you want creative finance deals, here's what I would do. Okay, let's go a couple of other really good websites that I love. Okay, so let's go to landwatch.com for some of you guys that are wanting to buy more land and do development. You go to landwatch.com. You go to just United States, type in United States, and then it will give you a filter. And there's a filter all the way down in the lower left. Okay, all the way in the lower left, you can select owner finance. Okay, right now, if you look right here, there are 13,343 listings in the United States that are land that the seller will give you owner finance right now. Okay. The owner will give you owner finance right now. Some of these are 500 acres. Here, let's get rid of the under contract. We want them available. Then you could even go into, look at this, Texas, 2,500 pieces of land are willing to do, and look at this, 1,280 acres for $2.3 million on seller finance. You could build tiny homes, you could do RV parks, you could do all sorts of cool things. Let's do, I want to build an RV park. Let's do 50 to 100 acres. Look at this. Let's see, depends on where you want to go. Look at that. My gosh, Hot Springs, North Carolina. That's 81 acres for $1.5 million. That seems freaking awesome. Okay. So you're going to look at this, and this is probably a place that I would look at and go, I want to do maybe an RV park here because it's off a main road. And they've got all sorts of cool things going on in here, little hot spot. And let's see, where is it by? Okay, Newport, Asheville. Okay, so this is inside the Smoky Mountains. This is cool. Okay, it's inside the Smoky Mountains. I could go build an RV resort or a mobile home park or tiny home cabins or glamping sites, and I could get that on owner finance right there. So that's an on market that is willing to do owner finance. Okay, on market owner finance. Another great one that I love a ton is Crexy.com. Okay, Crexy.com is one of my favorites. If I go to Crexy.com, same thing. I go into the search bar and I go to owner finance. I can buy just about everything you could imagine just on owner finance. So let's pull this up. You can buy a hotel. Here's RV park storage, hotel, car wash. Okay, another RV park in Anchorage, Alaska. Another RV park in Texas. Okay, these are all owner finance. I've already talked to both of these on this page. I did a presentation yesterday and I called these sellers and actually showed people how to do that. Sadly, I don't have time to do that for you guys today, but these agents are representing sellers that are already open to seller finance. Now, why would a seller want seller finance? Sheila says, website please, Crexy, Crexi.com. There you go, Crexy. Why would these sellers want to sell on seller finance? They would want to sell on seller finance because it's 1,000 times better to sell on seller finance than cash. It makes no sense to me to sell on cash. I don't know why anybody would sell on cash. And the reason being is that when these sellers sell, my friends, they will have to sell and pay capital gains tax. So a lot of these sellers are retiring and they're getting ready to hang up the hat and they want to keep as much money as humanly possible. And so what they do is they'll seller finance to avoid capital gains tax. A lot of people have no idea that about 15 years ago, I created a way, me and my CPA created a way, and now people across the country are utilizing it. Okay, Stephen Atwell, good question. Me and my CPA created a way that your sellers on seller finance can now mitigate or get rid of their capital gains tax by selling on seller finance. I'm going to leave that there. Are all Crexy listings seller finance? No. The majority of Crexy listings are not. So you have to type in owner finance and you'll get about 16,000 listings will be on owner finance. Now, there's another website that's really good. Some of you guys have probably used this website. I'll give you guys one more. Seems like you guys really like the web. You guys really just like the resources. Give me all the free resources, Pace. Give me all the free resources, Pace. Okay, you guys probably already know about LoopNet. Okay, LoopNet's another one. I don't like it as much as Crexy. It's just not as easy to navigate. You can't just type in owner finance here. Okay, it doesn't like that. So when I just want to be really, really simple, right? It's like for sale, auctions, whatever. You have to really dig for this. And there are
Oh, Pace, we might have lost you. Everybody, let me know in the chat if you can still hear Pace. Yeah, Pace, we lost you, and we'll try to get it back in here real quick. Oh, I think he's working on it. He'll be back in just a second. These are the risks of doing this from the road. He's on tour helping you guys out. Bear with us real quick here. Let me shoot Pace a message. Let's see. Yeah, everybody, it's not an issue on your end. It looks like we lost his audio and video. We'll work on getting him. Oh, he just said he's working on it. He's working on hopping back in. So bear with us momentarily. Let us know in the chat, everybody, what has been your biggest takeaway so far, whether it's a free resource or some of the stories he mentioned early on. There's already been some really good nuggets in here. And then once Pace jumps back in, let us know. Are you more interested in finding more ways to find deals, or talk a little bit about creative finance and how to fund these deals with a little bit of time we have left? Let us know in the chat. We'd love to hear y'all's thoughts. Here we go. He's back.
There we go. I think I'm back, yeah.
We gotcha.
Sorry, guys. Working in a hotel on the road is not the easiest thing on the planet, but we're here. We're
all good. So I asked Pace, I was asking people what you were going to said in the last few minutes we have, do they want to learn more about finding deals or how to fund? There might be a divide. I don't know how quickly you can describe creative finance. I know that's not a short conversation, but
how quick? Okay, so guys, if you want creative finance, here's what I would do. And I'd love to do some Q&A for like the next 15 minutes if I can.
Absolutely.
Here's what I'll do, guys. I have an incredible YouTube channel. It's completely free. So let me show you guys where I would go on my YouTube channel. Brady's working on getting me as the main person, but here's what I would go on my YouTube channel, and I would sit there and watch my stuff. So let's go to, the playlist I would go to, I have a really good playlist, is I would type in Pace Morby and Jerry Norton. Him and I have a playlist right here called Creative Finance Masterclass. We did it a couple of years ago. I'm about to read it in the next couple of weeks. And you can literally see video 1 all the way through 27 videos. It's a masterclass on every creative finance strategy. I would go there. I'll give you guys the link to this. Let's see, video number 1, share this to you guys, and then you can go watch this at your leisure. Just make a comment on each one of them, okay? And I think there should be the ability to do Q&A. Let me see if I can pull you guys up here. Fundings. Tom Geyer, I don't know what that means. Motivation to stop saying I'm too busy. Bro, if that's your biggest problem.
Yeah, everybody, if you put a question in the chat, it should show up as Q&A so Pace and I can see it. But yeah, put your questions in the chat.
Doug Lowry says, no capital gains on owner finance, how? I have a video on my YouTube channel. Type that in, Pace Morby, capital gains. We can't get people to come up here, can we?
Not that I'm aware of.
Pace, how do I scale fast? You do not scale fast. What you should do is scale intelligently. Don't scale fast. I see most people that scale fast run into a really bad problem with tenant management, cash flow management, etc. Don't scale fast. I would scale bigger assets. So one thing I'll show you. I'll break this down. A couple of cool deals that I have. Do a little screen share for you.
Yep.
Can
And
we
I'll
do
put you
Zoom
back
next
on.
time? Let's do
Pace, I
Zoom
think you're
next
seeing
time.
something different than me. I'll put you on as main. When I do that, you're showing. I'm not showing.
Okay, cool.
I'll put you back on.
I'm sorry, Riverside people that are here watching us, but we should do Zoom next time. Because I want to be able to pull people up and actually have a conversation with them. So let's go to, here's a cool park I own. This park I own, I bought it $5 million, seller finance. I'm going to tell you guys right now, please pay attention and listen to me. This park has self-storage, has cabins, tiny homes, RV stuff. This park nets me $24,000 a month. Nets. When I say net, like it means like in the bank. Okay, in the bank. Here, watch. Let's go. This does not work my single family stuff. When you're doing single family stuff, okay, you're doing single family stuff. You're gonna stuck. Yes, I know this is my bank account. I'm showing you guys my bank account. So if you go to one of my bank balances, I have a couple other banks, but like if you look at some of my single family accounts, there's zeros. Okay, you go to like right here, 3185 Mountain Highway, 70 grand sitting in that account. Another one of my highway parks, right there, 40 grand sitting in my account. That's just from last month. Like you want to scale fast, stop doing single family. Okay, you want to scale. I shouldn't say that. You want to scale big, do other stuff than single family. Period. Yeah, Brady, I see you. I don't see me at all.
You're showing. We can see
Okay, weird.
just you. It's weird. You have a different view. But
Okay, cool.
yeah,
So
you're
if you want to get big and you want to go fast, buy assets that actually net enough money that you can quit your job. Okay? And here's what I mean by that. On these assets, like I use Rent Ready, they're incredible. Love Rent Ready, they're amazing. And you can use Rent Ready on all sorts of cool assets. But I'm going to tell you my single family assets, which a lot of people in here are learning on like bigger pockets doing single family, is that your average cash flow on your single family is break even. And I'll tell you why. You might make $300 or $400 a month or $500 a month on a single family property, but then 1 year goes by where a pool repair needs to get done or a roof repair gets done, and it will wipe out 5 years of cash flow. It's not like that in multifamily. It's not like that in RV parks, mobile home parks, self-storage, other asset types. And this is the most mind-blowing thing on the planet. One single family property is harder to manage than an entire 85 pad RV park. And I'll tell you why. The person that is managing my RV park lives at the RV park, raises their family at the RV park, lives, breathes, dies my RV park. It's their home. And so they live there. They know everybody that comes in and out. They keep it so nice because that's where they live. And this is how it is in every single RV park, mobile home park that I own. Somebody is in that property. Somebody's doing something in that property that is giving them the ability to watch that park day and night. I don't know any of their names. I don't know anything of my tenants. I don't deal with any of the cash flow management. I don't deal with any of that stuff. And so when you want to scale fast, if I could have told myself to change one thing, I would have stopped buying single family properties at 25 rentals. And I would have scaled into like quads. I would have scaled into 16 plexes. I would have scaled into 50 units. I would have scaled, but I went to 200 single family properties before I bought any multi. Now I own 300 single family. I wish I owned 25. I own another 1,800 doors between multifamily, 1,500, RV parks, mobile home parks, and self-storage, another 300, 400 pads. So if I could look at all of these, I would have taken 5 years of my life and not spent so much time on single family, and I would have allocated that same time to doing one RV park a year. I'm now doing one RV park a quarter, which is crazy. Do the math on this. This is crazy. When you buy it through my methods of creative finance and you buy one RV park a year, please pay attention. This is not a fabrication, an exaggeration. I showed you receipts of my bank account. You add one park to your life, that RV park will net you about 20 grand a month for the rest of your life. They are job killers. They kill jobs. I get dozens of text messages every week from my students that are like, I quit my job after one park. Pace, I retired my wife after one park. I retired my grandma after one park. So they're job killers. Whereas like when I buy my single family, they're incredible and I love them and I wish I was just in one market. That's another thing I would tell you. When you're buying single family, just stay in one market. One market. Another thing I would tell you, man, I wish I had way more time with you guys. If you guys want me to come back, say yes in the comments, and I'll do like a 2 or 3 hour session with you guys. And come back, okay? But we'll do it on a Zoom. Riverside kind of sucks for this kind of interaction because I can't. Some people have really good questions, and I want to pull you up and actually chat with you. I like the conversation. Riverside sucks for that. Riverside has better quality other things. So somebody that's on Riverside is like, F this guy, he's so critical. No, I'm honest. I'm just telling people what it is. You do Riverside for podcasts, but like interactive stuff like this, you want to do Zoom or something. Okay, Laura Figures says, where is the funding for the RV park coming from? Is there any way I can bring her up here? Like, could you make Laura Figures a guest?
Let me see real quick.
Let's see if we can hack this Riverside for a minute. Let's see if we can hack it. Eddie, I saw your question. That was actually the question that made me feel like I wish I was on a Zoom.
I'm asking Riverside right now. Let me see if we can pull them in. Thanks for bearing with us, y'all. It's our first time using Riverside instead of Zoom, but let's see what we can do.
I didn't even know Riverside could do the chat, so that's kind of cool. I use Riverside every week, but I use Riverside for a different application, which I think is what Brady uses it for, which is like podcast stuff and things of that nature. But like using it for this is...
I think they're gonna try and get her in for us. Let's see.
Okay. There's a request live call-in. Like I can't just pull her up here on the stage.
Let's see. What was it? What was the name? Was it Laura? Laura Figures.
There's Lara. Yeah. Figures.
Laura Figures.
There's so many good dad jokes with that name.
Let's see. Almost there.
Like, oh, Figures. If you were my friend Laura, I would make that joke every day to you. What's a solid resource for evaluating RV parks? How to determine what's a good market deal? Send me a DM on Instagram. I'll give you a underwriting sheet. Just send me a DM. Go to Instagram and say, "Hey, send me the RV park underwriting sheet." I'll send it to you.
Laura, you should see the request live call-in button at the bottom right. If you want to try to hop on, hit that in the bottom right corner of your screen. There should be a request live call-in button. Hit that, and we should be able to add you in. I can't do it from my end unless you request it. Or if anybody has a juicy question, you want to hop on with Pace.
Laura says, I appreciate the jokes. Yeah, see if you guys can come up here. Let's go. Laura, come up here. I'd love to chat with you.
Laura, if you don't, I think Steven's got a question. Let us know, Steven.
Now, here's what I would do. I would come back and we'd do like a 2-hour session on just creative finance because Laura's question is, where does the money come from? It comes from the seller. The number one source of money that I get is from my seller. My seller gives me the money. And they give the money to me in the form of an IOU. Okay. Jordan says, I don't see the option to hop. No problem. I got to go in a minute or two. But Laura, that's the answer to that question is I get it on seller finance. So again, I'll give you guys the link to that YouTube playlist. Maya Barnes says, what's the best way to get creative finance contract? Definitely don't use ChatGPT. I've seen people get sued over them. ChatGPT hasn't figured this out yet. I give them to my students, but I give away free contracts too. Just send me a DM, and I'll give you some free contracts, some wholesale contracts, some purchase and sale agreement contracts. I'll give you some stuff that we use. But I would watch that YouTube video or YouTube series. And what I'll do, here's what I think we should do. Rent Ready has 30,000 users. I think you guys aren't used to doing webinars. And so what I think Brady and I should do is I should do a webinar with my audience and bring Rent Ready to my audience. And because I could get 5,000, 6,000 people on a webinar and have Rent Ready and me do like a 4-hour or 6-hour masterclass and just give straight value like on a Saturday afternoon. I think that would be a lot of fun. Don't sell anything. Don't have a ticket price. Just give straight up value. And I think that will probably be the next thing I do with Rent Ready. Why do you choose RV parks over multifamily? Great question. Multifamily is way harder, way harder, way harder. Why? Because with RV parks, what am I actually renting? I'm renting dirt. I'm not renting a property. I'm renting dirt. People park their car on my dirt. What's there to manage, right? They literally pull their RV in, pay me $100 for the night, $80 for the night, $60 for the night, $200 for the night, whatever it is, and they're renting dirt. They can't ruin my dirt, but they can ruin my multifamily. Okay. What about interest on stuff you sell and carry? Aren't the taxes heavily in interest income as it becomes a large number? See, this is why I like to bring people on Zoom so I can actually chat with you. There's no way I can answer that question without truly understanding what you're talking about. I think he's referencing something I brought up 30 minutes ago, but I wouldn't be able to know that without bringing him on here.
Yeah.
So I think what we do is next time we do Zoom. Sorry, Riverside, you guys are awesome, but not for this. Sorry. It's like a Porsche is the coolest car on the planet, but when I'm trying to take 6 people around the world, I ain't taking a Porsche. I'm taking a bus. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Eddie says, how can we learn from you and your team? Just go to my YouTube channel. Go watch my YouTube channel. And Brady, let's work on getting a masterclass together where I bring my audience to Rent Ready. Because I think what it is your Rent Ready audience is not used to you guys doing trainings.
Right. They're not used to it. It's new.
It's new for them. So I think what we do is I get my audience to come and we'll do a really cool big class, and I'll be in my studio. Jason, no, I would never give seller finance or sub 2 contracts away to anybody, not my students, but you can go to an attorney and probably spend 5 to 12 grand on contracts. But you don't need a contract right now, right? You could go to creativelisting.com and just buy a deal from somebody else who has already used the contracts, right? Just use the cheat code, right? Okay, Brady, I appreciate you. Let's schedule a time where I come back and I love on your guys' audience, but I primarily bring mine, and we'll talk all about all the Rent Ready stuff. Guys, I'm out. I'm 3 minutes late to my next appointment.
Sounds good. And he is out just like that. Well, thank you, Pace. That was fast. He is gone, but thank you everybody so much for hopping on. I hope that was useful. I'd love to hear. I'll hang on for a minute just in the chat afterwards, but I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway. Also, let us know. Put masterclass in the chat if you're interested in having Pace back on. If you want to do a collaboration with him and his community, put masterclass in the chat so we engage demand. Masterclass. That's awesome. I appreciate that, you guys. I will get a hold of Pace and hopefully we'll get something in the works so we can get on with his community and really take a few hours to dive deep into creative finance, because it's he's right. You got to be on live on the call, and they're complex topics to break down. So masterclass. This is awesome. Lots of demand here. Appreciate you guys. Well, that is it for today. Last thing I want to ask you is, we plan on doing more webinars, more trainings like this in the future. Let me know real quick in the chat what you want to learn. What are the topics you want to learn? What are some trainings you would love to see from Rent Ready so that we can bring those to you all? Let us know in the chat. Masterclass. Everybody wants to have Pace back on. This is awesome. Good deal. Well, I will get a hold of Pace and we will get that scheduled. Let's see. Awesome. More of this. We'd love to hear more about RV parks. Yeah, let me know in the chat. Awesome. Cool. keep letting us know. I'll let the chat keep going for a couple more minutes. But yeah, thank you everybody again so much for hopping on. I really appreciate it. Pace is very appreciative too. And last thing, if you're a landlord and you're not familiar with RentReady and you want a smarter way to scale, we would love to help you. So if you're not familiar, you can learn more at rentready.com and either connect with our team or check it out there. And again, I appreciate you guys so much, and we will see you next time. Thank you for hopping on.